Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Alberto Del Rio winning the title one more time. He already is a two-time champion. He has had a monstrous year in the WWE this year, winning the title twice, winning a Royal Rumble, having a main event at WrestleMania, winning a Money in the Bank ladder match. What he has done this year is just by far, for a new guy that's been in the WWE for, I think it's been less than a year now. I think he debuted right after SummerSlam last year, so right now it is probably just a little bit over. I mean, this guy has just taken WWE by storm. He's had his peaks, he's had his valleys, but overall, this guy is a great competitor, and WWE is lucky to have him in finding a star like him in Mexico and bringing him up to the big leagues. Stone Cold Steve Austin, on the other hand, thinks that his push to the title was a little too soon. He thinks that it's not his time to hold the title. He thinks he needs about 2 years before he learns the American style. Stone Cold, as far as I know, you're not walking through that door anytime soon. WWE is doing the right thing in making new stars and making new champions. Right now, Monday Night Raw, WWE is in a tight spot. They have more former champions on SmackDown than they have on Monday Night Raw right now. It is a very, it's a very weird thing. Normally the main eventers, they go and they live on Monday Night Raw, but they're in a little bit of a tight spot, and most of the guys are living on SmackDown right now. If it was up to Stone Cold's way of thinking, I guess we would just have John Cena and CM Punk go at it week after week. Because the only guys that you have that are former champions on Monday Night Raw is you got CM Punk, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler. If you want to count him as a champion, he won the title on SmackDown, or was given it to him, and he held it for all of about 10 minutes. And you got John Cena. And then you go over to the SmackDown side, you got Christian, you got Khali, who they don't really like to call a champion anymore. You got Randy Orton, Mark Henry, you got a guy like Sheamus, and those are all guys that, if you needed a main event, you could pick anybody from that. You can pretty much put the dice in your hand, shake it up, and whatever comes up pops up, and you're gonna get a good main event. With Monday Night Raw, like I said, you got a guy like Jack Swagger, who's a former champion. Won the title after WrestleMania 26. But ever since he really lost that title, it's only been brought up a few times that he was a former champion, and most of the time it's just in passing or a way to sort of, make fun of him as, how far he's fallen ever since he's been champion. He was, at the top, and now he's battling towards the mid card. But you put a title on Swagger, like a U.S. title, if he's ever able to win it from Dolph Ziggler, I think it's a good way to go. You need to build stars. You always need to be looking to build stars, because right now, the one tight spot that they're in is that they've written too many guys off TV, and you got guys like Kane, Big Show, Miz, Mysterio, Triple H, and Undertaker. There's 6 former champions that aren't even on your roster right now. Well, Miz is, on the roster, but if you're looking at trying to build the pay-per-view for next month, you really can't use the Miz until you find some way to bring him back onto TV. So, I don't know, Stone Cold, you're real smart about, wrestling and this, that, and the other, but I think you need to let them do what they're doing right now, because you got guys that they need to make stars for. You got guys like John Morrison, who's dying to become, into that main event. Dolph Ziggler is your U.S. champion right now, who's, doing everything he can do to steal the show every time he's out there. He is one of the best wrestlers to watch out there right now. You got a guy on SmackDown like Wade Barrett, who's just doing everything he can do to get that push, but something's holding him back right now. And, we've had a lot of guys come out this year and have the biggest years of their career, with guys like Mark Henry win his first World Heavyweight Championship. You got a guy like CM Punk, who just exploded. You can say like Dolph Ziggler, like I said, every match he's having is just really surprising people. You got guys like Christian win the title for the first time. I don't know if Steve Austin remembers what we were going through last year, but when the Miz was going through his title run, I mean, and they needed somebody to put him up against, they were using Jerry Lawler from the announce team, and I don't think anybody in the world wants to see that again. I'm not saying the match that Lawler had against the Miz, at Elimination Chamber, was bad or take anything away from it, but I don't ever want to go down that way again. I want to build stars to the point of where it was When you go back to the Attitude Era, Stone Cold, it was guys like you, The Rock, Triple H. You know, when guys went down, like when we lost Bret Hart, when we lost Shawn Michaels, it was you guys that took the ball and ran with it, and that's what Del Rio's doing right now. And we don't need people knocking him. We need people like congratulating him and saying, "Yeah, this guy's got the ball and he's running with it." And I want to see where we're going because we're going in the right direction. I don't want somebody pushing us down, especially a Hall of Fame veteran like you. I thought, and I thought you would know a little bit better.